96.5, the hit music channel. It's Britney Spears, and I Want to Go. Bill without Connie this morning because Connie on vacation. She'll be back on the show on Tuesday. That means I'm doing the health and beauty tip today. Of course, Renown Children's Hospital is in here. We're talking about back to school with Dr. Petersen.
Doing well. Good morning.
Let's talk about this back to school time. Very important for kids to get a good start going back to school. It's a lot more than having the fancy backpacks and what type of jeans and shoes, but it's really important physically and emotionally for them to go back to school.
No, it really is. I think that as parents, we can do a lot for children to help them prepare both emotionally and physically for school. From an emotional standpoint, I think that we need to make sure that our children understand that they aren't the only ones that are nervous going back to school, and reinforcing positive things about going back to school can be very helpful.
I'll tell you, where did this summer go?
It was pretty fast, that's for sure.
August is National Immunization Month, and are there any special considerations, necessary shots that children need before they begin school? I mean, you're talking about preschool, you're talking about kindergarten, and I'm also hearing that 7th graders might need boosters too.
Correct. There's a variety of immunizations that children need that are recommended by the Centers for Disease Control, and 7th grade is an important time in a child's life because they need boosters to help increase the levels of immunity they have towards a variety of infectious diseases.
And that's where the 7th grade boosters come into play, right?
That's correct. And some of the most important boosters at 7th grade include the tetanus and pertussis vaccines. And we're seeing a resurgence of pertussis because some people are choosing to forego those vaccines.
Okay, so keep up on the shots. And if they call any of the physicians, the pediatric physicians at Renown Children's Hospital, can they get a list of these shots that are needed?
Sure. The best thing is to talk to your pediatrician or your family practice doctor who has the list of recommendations from the Centers for Disease Control.
All right. What about physicals? I know if the youth will be participating in sports or extracurricular activities, you need to have a physical. And this is recommended each year, correct?
Correct. They're for two purposes, the physicals. One is to identify problems that could occur because of participation in sports. And second is to come up with a treatment plan to try and help children that have underlying medical illnesses be able to fully participate in sports, remain healthy, and have a good time.
I know schools have offered physicals in the past, but where's the best place to get an annual physical?
The best place is with a primary care physician with whom you already have a relationship. And if you don't have a physician, you can go to the Renown.org website and click on Find a Physician to find someone who might be able to meet your needs.
Okay, one thing that has definitely been in the news, the study came out that 90% of brown bag lunches actually have harmful bacteria in them because they're not properly cooled during the day, and a lot of parents say, I use ice packs and stuff like that. Another big question that's popping up is any tips for food and nutrition?
Well, I think
instead of packing the ding-dongs in the brown bag.
I think that's a good point. I think parents have to take responsibility for what their children, eat at school. And a balanced diet, low in fats, low in simple, complex carbohydrates are really what children need to eat at school. And a good breakfast, I think, is among the most important things. A good breakfast on the way out the door will help.
That also works for adults, too, by the way.
It certainly does. And so I think paying attention to what our children are eating will help them both emotionally and scholastically in their schoolwork.
What are some of the special foods that help stimulate brain activity?
There really aren't any foods that will specifically stimulate brain activity. Again, foods that are low in simple sugars, fruits, vegetables, a healthy, well-balanced diet are the main things that will help a child with their brain activity, so to speak.
Okay, so you'll appreciate this. Now, Baylor University did a study about kids chewing gum and being better at math. You know how many kids are going to be trying that excuse on their parents? It helps me with my math work. The students at Baylor University, they basically came up with a study, and they're saying they're not sure if it's because of if it's the blood motion in the head from the chewing, or if it just reduces stress. But the kids that were chewing gum actually did better at math scores.
That's interesting. You should probably tell that to the teachers.
Yeah, send them back to school with some peachy folders and a pack of Hubba Bubba. Dr. Petersen from Renown Children's Hospital, and if people want to get more details about everything that you guys do at Renown Children's Hospital, how do they do that?
The best thing would be to go to Renown.org, and they can click on the Children's Hospital Center, and then they can learn more about what we do at Renown.
Go back to school the healthy way.
That's right.
All right, very cool. Dr. Petersen, thank you so much for coming in today.
The Alice Morning Show with Bill and Connie. Listen live at alice965.com. Yes, ladies, Ideal Image Laser Hair Removal can help your hairy